hello, and welcome to another episode of Break the Cycle with me, your host, Joshua Smith. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Thursday. We're doing the show on Thursday now. I hope I'm not muted or anything. I always get worried about that now. I used to fuck this show up every single time I did it, so now I don't anymore. But what's up, guys? Happy to have you back. We're becoming consistent again. At least doing a show a week, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm excited to be back. Got a lot to talk about. No guests tonight, but we're gonna shoot the shit, talk about some funny things going on, like White House cocaine parties and lizard people on airplanes. Before we get too far into it, let's talk about the sponsors. Of course, we got TopLobster.com, the man, the myth, the legend, my good friend and partner on Break the Cycle. Where you get this great green, fuck around and find out, Lady Liberty gun shirt that you see me wearing tonight by using BTC at checkout for a 10% discount. Or you can join the Patreon, subscribe, become a member of the YouTube channel under all my videos by hitting the join link. Or you can get into a private Discord server and get up to, 30% off all his new gear 2 weeks before it goes to the general public. Except that he hasn't put out any new gear in a while, so I'm expecting that at some point soon.
He said he had some new designs.
I know he's got
kind of
some
in
new
the
designs
pipeline.
up, so if you're trying to get some good deals on that and also support the show, now would be a good time to think about joining, I would say. And of course, my good friends over at Peace Hawk Coffee with the small coffee roasting business. Peace Hawk will sell delicious micro batch roasted coffee online while donating at least $1 of every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations like Yemen Relief and Reconstruction Foundation, who's expressed support for this project. While their initial focus will be on Yemen, Ethiopian coffee, they'll also have some affordable Central American varieties available too. However, Peace Hawk will always donate at least $1 from every pound sold to worthy foreign aid organizations. When you buy Peace Hawk coffee, you're not only buying great coffee, you have a chance to support the economies of countries struggling against the effects of war, support stellar private aid foundations doing life-saving work abroad, support stateside peace activists like myself, my good friend Will Hobson, who started this great company, and all my good friends that have been on the show. The name Peace Hawk will be the counter to the War Hawk, who is aggressively pro-war. This company will be aggressively pro-peace. You know how much that means to me, guys. So go and sign up for the email list at peacehawk.coffee today and make everybody happy. Nice. Got a great show for you, man. I'm excited. Let's before we get any further into this, let's go check in on our two wonderful guest hosts, or co-host guests. AJ was a guest at one point. And then
he was.
Of course, my good friend, Ryan, sir. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Spent most of the last week organizing a parade, and
More
yeah.
gay shit. We get it, dude.
Yep.
He's like, organizing the Pride Parade. Is that what?
Oh yeah.
That's your thing.
I was front and center and like dong hanging out, flopping in the wind.
And of course, our other good friend AJ, sir. How are you doing tonight? All right. Cool. Good to hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, still Chinese spy balloon free. Oh.
How about those reptile people, man? You seen them? Any of them around lately? Oh, fuck. All right.
Yeah, this motherfucker isn't even real.
This shit's hilarious, dude. I don't know. I don't even think this motherfucker's real.
Yeah.
Tell us in the chat if you think AJ's actually real. We don't know. We can't tell.
If you look closely, you can.
Yeah, if you look real closely, his eyes are definitely blinking sideways. Yeah, dude. He's talking to us right now, but he's not moving his mouth. It's very weird. It's very strange.
Yeah. He's saying some real gay shit.
Yeah, it's pretty gay shit. Yeah, usually. Just so you guys know, we will have a guest next week. It may be my mom.
Ooh.
I may have my mom on the show. My mom's coming to visit. She gets into town at like 3:00 on next Thursday, and then she'll be here for a week. I think she leaves the following Wednesday. So probably have Mama Smith, Mama Ferris, Francisco, whatever you want to call her. She's had a couple different last names, but she'll be back on the show, hanging out with us in the studio, hopefully next Thursday. Guys, we got to talk about cocaine, man.
One of my favorite topics.
Yeah, it's definitely AJ's favorite topic too. He's even wearing the shirt for it tonight and everything. But they found cocaine at the White House, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's like one of the craziest things in the world to see how out of touch the federal government is with the American people. Because at any other house, 80% of the houses, if somebody found a bag of coke, they'd be like, yes, tight. Gonna have a great weekend. The White House had to completely evacuate the entire West Wing of the White House. Even though all you had to do was open the bag and sniff it. I mean, you would have been able to know right away what was in there. You know what I mean? Maybe not Ryan. But.
And at any other house, you'd have somebody fessing up as to whose coke it was. They would be able to figure that out because Nobody wants to lose their coke.
Nobody wants
But
to lose their cocaine.
In the White House, the most monitored place probably on the face of the planet, they can't figure out whose coke it was.
There's literally a camera around every single corner in the White House. They know who dropped that cocaine. There's no doubt about it. They know who dropped that cocaine. And they're going to not tell us, of course, because it was probably Hunter Biden or somebody. You know what I mean? Somebody who was visiting Joe Biden for sure. If not Joe Biden himself. You know what I mean? Maybe
Zelensky.
I think maybe we've got this all wrong. Maybe I've been saying that it's the Alzheimer's and you know what I mean? But maybe, just maybe, it's cocaine. And that's why he's fumbling his words and speaking over himself and tripping. And maybe he's got like a prescription to some of the greatest cocaine of all time, dude. I don't know.
On his Sigmund Freud arc.
AJ, what are you doing, buddy? You gonna be all right? Oh fuck, dude. I'm pretty sure
he's really committed to this.
He's committed to the bit tonight, dude.
Yeah.
Sure. He's committed entirely to the lizard person debate. If you guys haven't seen it yet, there's a great clip floating around online. I probably should have loaded it up to play it tonight.
Yeah, we could have done that.
I need to start doing more clips, and being able to load them up and then play them. There's a lady on a plane who was swearing up and down that she was sitting next to a lizard person who was blinking sideways. What else did she say? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't watch it.
But she was basically like, I'm getting off this fucking plane. That motherfucker is not even real. That was her exact words. And listen, man. I know that there's some crazy fucking conspiracy theories out there, but I am more than likely going to take the side of the conspiracy theorists in most situations, because our government has just not really proven themselves to me. I don't know about you guys, but I can say for sure that my government has lied to me several times, at least in my life.
At least twice.
At least 2 times. I know for sure that they just spent almost 3 years lying to me about the same shit. And now they're trying to lie to me about wars, which they've been doing for years and years and years. And so when somebody stands up on an airplane and says, there's a fucking lizard person sitting next to me, I'm inclined to say that lady's probably sitting next to a lizard person. I don't know. What about you, Ryan?
I mean, I think it's just kind of a stereotypical white woman.
You think so? You think she's a stereotypical white woman that saw a lizard person blink sideways? And
she was probably trashed after the Taylor Swift concert.
Right. Yeah.
And, just losing her mind like half of this society is. But my favorite part about the online discourse about it was the most common tweet I saw is, I can fix her.
Yeah. Did you see, speaking of online discourse, there was a debate this week started by Owen Benjamin. You know who Owen Benjamin is?
Yeah.
Stand-up comedian. Probably the only person I know that's been more canceled than Ryan Dawson because of some of his opinions on the Jewish people, which are mostly comedy, if you watch. He basically was like, insinuating that nuclear weapons are not real. There's no such thing as nuclear weapons. Have you seen this discourse going around on Twitter?
A little. I was talking with Top Lobster about it.
Yeah, because Top's kind of taken the positive in that debate as well. I don't know how I feel about that, but they did bring up like a really good point, dude. Like, how did they get those super good close-up photos back in the 30s from 5 miles away in a bunker?
Yeah,
Look, AJ came to life. He came to life.
Yeah, that part of the discourse makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense, dude. I never thought about that before.
Like, nukes are real. Like,
yeah, you seen one before? You seen them go off?
There are still eyewitnesses from Japan that watched them go off.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they
could have been hydrogen bombs, dude. You don't know.
I mean, they were really, really big bombs.
Sure.
That's essentially what nukes are.
Sure, there's big bombs, but this was just I'm not. I just want you to understand that I'm not taking the positive or the negative here. But
the thing that I think is kind of allowing for this kind of nukes aren't real discourse is that the consequences of nuclear fallout are severely over-exaggerated. Like, Chernobyl, people assume that the death toll is catastrophic.
Yeah.
From that.
I will say this. And Joe the OP, what's up, man? In the chat says they had a bunch of films made to scare the Soviets. Now I have researched. I mean, really, actually took months and months and months to research the moon landing. Okay. Because I always thought it was interesting to hear this conspiracy theory that the moon landing was false and that it was all filmed by Stanley Kubrick in a Hollywood studio somewhere or out in the desert. And I will say that there is a lot of things to be skeptical of when it comes to the moon landing. And at the time, we were trying to beat the Soviets to the moon. And when I start thinking of it in that frame of reference, okay, and I start thinking about how at the same time, Oppenheimer and these guys are trying to build nuclear weapons, Russia was also trying to build nuclear weapons. And of course, as America, we don't want them to beat us in that race. Okay, so even if there are nukes now, maybe there is some validity or some truth to us having to come out and tell the Ruskies, like, oh no, we already made them. Check them out. We got them right here. Don't fuck with us. I don't know. AJ can't keep quiet
I need to
anymore.
break my silence.
He had to break the silence.
Okay.
I'm going to break my silence. I have to. Where do I start? This is the fake nukes is the dumbest take I've ever heard. I have heard the arguments.
Dumber than dropping 2 nukes on Japan is what really saved and stopped World War II.
I think
Can't
that
be
there
dumber
were
than that.
tactical decisions that are very nuanced that we could talk about.
We could.
But I know a lot about the Japanese people, and if you understand what Japan was like during World War II,
sure,
you would completely understand
No,
why
I
dropping
know
a
all about
nuclear
it.
bomb
Yeah.
on somebody. I'm not advocating doing that.
Yeah.
I'm saying it might shed some light on why such an extreme measure was used.
Well, there was already talks of Japan surrendering prior to that, right? After Pearl Harbor.
I think
Which
some people
our
within
president knew about Pearl
some
Harbor
people within the
prior.
imperial fabric of Japan maybe wanted to surrender, but the emperor was never going to surrender Japan. That was never going to happen. And I think that we did see women and children die in that war. And it's collateral damage that's horrific. I really believe, given the facts that I've looked at, I think there would have been more civilian deaths if we would have held back those bombs and said, no, let's see what happens. Let's fight a conventional war.
I disagree because
against Japan.
David Brady even says it in the chat. Exactly what I was going to say.
What's he saying?
They were already surrendering with conditions.
I feel like we need to bring Guy Squiggs on for this one.
Yeah, Guy. We do need to bring Guy Squiggs back on to talk because that motherfucker is like, when it comes to Japan, he's Scott Horton, dude. Literally, he knows everything about Japan.
Well, this is mostly. I'll preface 75% probably what I'm saying is from the Dan Carlin podcast I listen to, and it's like hours long. It's pretty deep, and the overarching theme of his podcast is Japan was extreme, just like Hitler's Germany, but even more so. They were very fanatical.
Well, if you look at Japan today, maybe it was a good thing, dude. I mean, honest to God, look, we can talk about open borders and homogenous cultures and all this shit all you want, right? And people call you a Nazi just for even bringing it up. But the truth of the matter is that the crime and especially racial crime and stuff like that in Japan is some of the very lowest in the entire world.
Well, it's a completely homogenous society.
It's definitely like 70 to 80% lower than any other Western country. And that's insane to think about.
What percentage of minorities live in Japan?
Very small percentage. In fact, trying to live in Japan as a white man from America is not easy. And Ryan Dawson will tell you because Ryan Dawson lives in Japan, dude.
I thought he lived in South Korea.
He lives in Japan, dude.
Okay.
Well, they're isolationists too.
Yeah,
and
they're pretty heavy
culture.
isolation, but they're also completely.
And that's the thing, and that's when I start talking about culture war stuff, right? Like at the end of the day, like truly. Like, it's not that I give a shit that much what you want to do and what cultures and what culture you want to subscribe to and and what traditions you want to keep. But the truth of the matter is look at places like Japan that actually celebrate their culture and celebrate their traditions and keep their traditions real. Like, it makes for a better society.
I don't know about the last 20 years, though.
No,
we've problems in Japan.
We've reached
nothing like we have here.
We've reached essentially the end of Japan.
Yeah,
Japan, as we know
problems,
it, will completely collapse within our lifetime. Their birth rate is 0.8.
100%.
It's done. It is irreparably screwed. Same with South Korea.
I don't.
You can be isolationist for a time.
Way for their birth rate to recover. Their population will massively collapse.
I don't know, dude. I don't think that's truth. And
I'm.
Hey, listen.
Like, you cannot believe me. It is
you're
fact.
You're the guy that tried to tell me
stone.
there were still states in the United States that it's illegal to adopt as a gay couple, which it's not. I might know more about this stuff than you, but we'll see.
On the birth rate thing, I got that from a far more reliable source
I got
than
that
the
from
adoption thing.
Twitter post at.
No, I've listened to several experts on the topic on various podcasts talk about it, and I mean, even the United States is right at that line where we might be irreparably fucked in terms of birth rate.
We're past the point, dude. I mean,
I think it's one point.
We're not a line. We're irreparably fucked, bro. Have you been to a big city outside of Iowa lately?
In terms of the birth rate, we're at like 1.6, and I think 1.5 is the line where you can't recover.
You're talking about white babies, dude, or what? I think
just
we're talking
birth
about
rate
different things here.
Birth rate in general, the ability to sustain your population.
Oh, dude.
Japan's population and South Korea's population will completely collapse, and it will probably cause some sort of catastrophic societal downfall.
I don't think that's going to happen, dude.
Yeah, there's no men. It's like it's a shortage of men, right?
No, it's a shortage of people having children.
Well, no, but they're having they're having relationship issues in Japan. I don't know how better to describe it, but the video I saw was about how the women can't find men to settle down with in Japan, and that's step one. And step two was the birth rate. When they do settle down, they're not having enough kids. And so just
Lorenzo says he'll repopulate Japan. He's okay with that.
Who?
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, it's not possible.
Godspeed, Lorenzo.
Hey, bro.
Like, focus on the United States.
Never say never, dog. All we got to do is send
there's
one
hope
Smith.
in the U.S.
We need Genghis Khan. We just need
to send one Smith over there, bro. That's all it takes, dude. I promise you.
Repopulated.
No, I don't think that's. I think that eventually, listen, dude. This has happened in other societies before, where the birth rate gets really low. At some point, there's a generational cutoff where it will start going back up again. I believe that, especially.
But you have to have people to do that, though.
Yeah, but they have people. There's plenty of people in Japan, dude. The population is gone. It's well over millions of people, dude. It's gonna happen, dude. I promise you.
The birth rate has never gotten this low. Like, the only other country that's gotten this low is South Korea, and that's in modern times. But it's never gotten this low.
The birth rate's
before.
never in history been as low as it is in Japan right now. Are you sure about that?
We need a fact checker.
We need a fact checker at that.
I'm pretty confident
sure
on
you're
that
probably
one.
wrong. You may be thinking that history started 100 years ago, but I guarantee you there's been times where it was much lower than it is right now. I would bet a lot of money that's true.
Then the average woman is having less than one child.
Yeah, dude. Sure, it's happened, and I'm sure of it.
Wait, contraceptives are like the pill is 50 years old.
Sure.
It was so much harder to do that.
Yeah.
We'll fact check it. Can we get back to the cameras recording the nuclear
David
blast?
we need to get back to nukes here. Okay.
Yeah.
David Lorenzo fact check
I don't want to
me.
talk about.
Yeah.
I want to talk about
They had crazy telescopic lenses, and so they were from a safe distance zoomed in on these
in
towns.
the 40s.
Yes.
In the 30s.
Absolutely.
It was the early 40s.
They made a nuclear bomb in the 40s.
I know, but
like, it's high level shit.
What other 40s pictures have you ever seen like that? Movies or pictures have you ever? seen that?
I mean, in the Navy,
5 miles.
naval ships. Yeah.
So are you saying that
naval ships would have the height I believe and telescopes to see far like that?
we
miles.
barely had telescopic lenses that could see 5 miles in the Navy when I was in 2003, dude.
No, I'm telling you, that's how they got the footage.
We're talking 5 miles here, dude.
Yeah,
5 miles.
Absolutely.
There's a curve in the Earth, dude. It'd be really hard.
Yeah, but that's not 5 miles is not that much. There's not a lot of curve in 5 miles.
Anyways,
No.
I
A lot of the clips I
David
saw
keeps saying the
were
bunkers
up.
were 800 yards
Yeah.
away, but I don't think that's true. I think they were much.
Oh, the
further than
bunkers. He might be right about the bunkers that actually had the scientists that were watching with the goggles.
Yeah.
They might have been that close, but the cameras, you're right, had to be that far
Yeah,
away
they were
to
like
survive the blast wave.
5 miles away.
Okay,
So-
how do you explain
And those are
shots
test
that
bombs. They
were-
weren't the full thing.
that were inside the building?
What's that?
How do you explain the like one shot that was from the perspective of inside the building?
inside the
Yeah,
bunker.
so here's where we get into the territory where people think that when the nuclear bomb goes off that like nothing survives. Like everything's just vaporized. Well, yeah, like a really small radius is vaporized, and then as you go out further from the blast from ground zero, there's less and less damage. So if you have a house that's blown up in a blast wave, I don't know how far away that house was I've seen the shots you're talking about, but they had specially designed cameras and housings to record what happened during those explosions. That's a real thing. Yeah. Battle damage assessment. Is that what it is? BDA?
Yes,
I think
yep.
BDA is really big in the military. They want to know exactly
how much damage.
because you got to have your friendlies at a certain distance and you got to
Right.
make sure it's safe and danger close.
But we're talking about World War II,
But-
right? We're
Yeah.
talking about the 40s. I mean, this is
They had a lot of tech in the
this
40s,
is like
guys.
a decade or so after we were using fucking horses in war.
Yeah, but
bro.
we had Nazi scientists, remember?
It's true. That's true. It's
We had
very
Nazi scientists.
true.
They came over and probably
truly,
like, you fucking
the
cavemen.
nuke. You got to think about the advancement in technology in general over just like a decade of time in the 40s.
Yeah.
Because we went from literally riding horses into battle to like less than 20 years later, tanks and bombs and
Yeah.
planes and fucking all this shit, dude. That always has blown my mind to think about, dude. Like,
Well, there was tanks in World War One. I watched.
yeah, yeah,
All Quiet on the Western
course.
Front.
Yeah.
Shout out.
yeah.
It's an
But I'm
amazing
talking
movie.
about so World War One was 20.
Yeah, 1919.
Yeah, 1919. So like
19,
20,
yeah.
20 years max prior to World War II, right?
Mhm.
But 10 years before that, so like 30 years. In 30 years, they went from riding horses into battle to dropping bombs out of fucking
Correct.
bomber planes, bro.
Correct.
Like that's crazy to think about in a
Mhm.
30-year span, dude. You know, but then you also got to think about when we were born, right? I was born in the 80s.
Yeah.
You were born in the 80s.
78.
78. So
Mhm.
you just missed the 80s, but the advancements and everything since we were, you think about it in those terms, I guess it makes sense, but it still blows my mind that we went from nobody even having cars.
We thought TVs in a pocket or a wristwatch was a Dick Tracy thing. We thought it was a comic book
Oh yeah,
thing.
when we were little kids, yeah,
Yep.
dude. Oh yeah, bro. And it's so
Yep.
funny because when the cell phone came out, it was huge. If you guys remember, prior to
the bricks.
before the Nokia,
Yeah.
they had the big phone with the antenna on it and shit.
Mhm.
Don't say yeah because you don't remember
I-
that shit.
I've
I'm
studied
sorry,
this.
dude. You
I've
don't remember
studied
this.
He
this.
watched Saved by the Bell reruns.
They used to have They used to have backpacks with big old batteries so you could make a
No,
call.
dude, that was
That was
that
like
that was
the
military.
very
See, you
first
already showed me
Yeah,
iteration.
it's like
shit.
military
That was
radio.
military shit. Listen,
Yeah, you could do.
they had these white phones that were like had triangle on the bottom and the top and a big antenna that just stayed up and
Yeah.
you couldn't put it in your pocket. And they spent the next 20 years trying to make cell phones smaller. And then
Car phones were a thing too for a while.
car phones too, yeah.
Yeah, it
and
was
they
so big.
spent the next 15 to 20 years trying to make cell phones as small as possible. Do you remember they came up with the little tiny flips and everything, right? And then the smartphone came out. And they're like,
And they
oh,
made it bigger.
And now they're constantly trying to make them
Yeah.
bigger. It's so funny to me,
Yeah.
dude, that it reverse course. But you can, everything is at the tip of your fingers now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that like personal handheld computers has destroyed. Kaczynski was right, dude. It has destroyed so much shit, dude. It has made people think that they are professional specialists in every single topic ever because you can get an argument online, right? And I've done this. We've all fucking done this, dude. Where you say something and someone refutes it. And you immediately pull out your phone and start Googling, right? Because you're like, well, fuck.
We're
dude,
gonna settle this.
yeah, I got to settle it, right? And seriously, it's made everybody think that they're professional specialists by reading opinion pieces, op-eds on fucking line about everything, dude.
It's only taught us how much shit we don't know.
Right. Exactly, dude. Like when we were kids, bro, if you knew, which by the way, I found out later in life this isn't true, but the word fuck came from fornication under consent of the king,
Oh, yeah.
right? That's what we thought, at least. That's
Yeah.
But we had useless knowledge like that floating around in our head, dude. And if you knew that, it was crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like people are like telling you, like, for the COVID shit, for example, right? Like everybody became a fucking virologist, dude. Everybody became a vaccine specialist. Everybody became a fucking vitamin specialist. And it was really fucking weird. It was like a weird social experiment to watch all these people. Even I did it too. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm perfect. I was like studying everything I could, dude, because I was like, well, there's a sickness going around, and I got a bunch of kids, and I got a grandma who might get sick, and I want to make sure that I know what's the right way. And it was like, you can't even get any good, like, straight information from anybody on any side, dude. You know what I mean?
I think
like,
it's because of the phones.
it's because of the fucking phones,
if we
dude.
wouldn't have had the phone, no laptops, no phones, COVID would not have been, the COVID regime,
Oh, bro.
I don't think would have been possible.
If we look at the Amish,
I don't think so.
how many Amish died of COVID, dude? How many?
Yep.
I don't know.
Because
They
at the
don't
street
keep good
level, we would have
records.
realized it was bullshit right away.
Yeah. How many?
And word of mouth would have said, dude, do you think this is fucked up? Yeah, I don't think it's really. And it would have just
But
spread.
instead, what they did is everybody pulled out their phone and they saw Dr. Fauci on the phone every
100%.
single fucking day. And Dr. Fauci is a public health official, right? He's the guy. They put him in charge of all this shit, so he knows what's going on. And they're gonna shove him down your throat all
They
day
pushed
long.
propaganda
24 hours a
24/7
day, dude.
for like 2 years.
Yeah. And of course, people are gonna be fucking broken. Their brains are gonna be broken. And it's like, that's all the computer in your pocket's fault, man. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'd go on to look at studies, like, because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go on PubRx and all this shit and look up like the fucking studies of all this shit. And I'd be watching some doctor on Twitter, right? Like a doctor, like somebody who's administering these shots or treating people with COVID, right? And they're telling me all this shit that's completely different from all the fucking studies I just read. Or there's a doctor on there that's saying, hey, I've successfully treated 250, 350, 450 patients, haven't lost a single one with this medication that isn't the COVID vaccine. And people
Shut
are
him
like,
down.
and there's 500 comments underneath it calling him a propagandist and all this shit. And it's like, who the fuck are you, dude? Who are you, commenter on Twitter? Like, what do you know? You're telling a guy that's saying, hey, I just treated all these people without losing a single patient. Every other doctor that's doing these fucking vents and the antiretrovirals and all this shit, right? They're losing people all day long. All fucking day long. And then you're going to go and call the guy that's saying, hey, I've successfully treated 500 patients without losing a single one with this regiment of vitamins, dude. You're going to call him the propagandist and not the people that are killing everyone with their treatments that are okay because it follows hospital protocol?
Mm-hmm.
Like, fuck you, dude. I'm sorry. You guys know.
It's crowdsourcing. I think it's there. So we're crowdsourcing our information.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And on the good side, you get don't fuck with cats.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
On the good side,
there's
you
a good
get just
side
an
there.
army of autists that track this guy down that law enforcement would have never fucking found.
Oh, no.
Ever.
He was gone.
He was gone.
Yeah.
Not enough resources, but volunteers, 24/7, working around the clock.
Right.
They found him, right? This is the ugly, dark side to don't fuck with cats. That was what we got with COVID.
It's weaponized autism.
It was, yep.
Yeah.
It's weapon. So everybody, it's these tiny points of information all over the place, and they conglomerate
Yep.
and push whatever message they want.
I mean, you see it all the time, like with the sub that imploded. Like I
Yeah.
saw so many, engineering experts come out of the woodwork
Oh, yeah.
for,
Yeah.
and so many people talking about, the Logitech controller and how that's what's gonna kill
survived.
them and whatnot.
Yeah,
and
it
that-
is really
yeah,
funny
that
to
It did really
survived.
survive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I believe it. I think it did survive.
Yeah.
I think the screenshot was real. But yeah, do you know it's real? I don't know. It's at the bottom of the fucking ocean. We
Yeah.
have to trust that's real.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I am interested in if this thing imploded because that's a lot of pressure down there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it
did.
Yeah,
And
it imploded.
They pulled it up.
So they
Well, they
talked
did
about
pull it up.
they talked
Yeah.
about the nose. The nose came open. It was like a polymer and what's the high strength?
I'm just
low-
wondering if it
I
crushed them.
I can't remember
is what
what it
I
was.
was wondering.
Yeah,
The
it's
people
like
Yeah, crushed.
it was
right?
instant.
Yeah,
death.
instantaneously.
Yeah.
Instantaneously.
Oh man.
Yeah, thank God. Thank God.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
felt maybe they heard a really weird noise at first,
And then it was just over.
and then it was
Yeah.
over.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's over. Yep.
Yeah, I was wondering if that thing like basically like vaporized them.
Yep.
Into, like pink mist, bro. Basically, that's all I
Yeah.
could think. Because
It was. I don't want to say polyurethane. I can't think of it. They're gonna roast me in the chat. It's
They don't. They don't
carbon
know.
fiber.
Carbon. I was
It had
about to-
carbon fiber and metal, I think, on the nose or whatever. And they said the repeated trips stressed the carbon fiber. So you're not going to find out. You're going to, oh, it tests okay. It's testing okay. And then it doesn't test okay. So they should have did a little bit more R&D on that, I think. But what I was going to say
I
was
was under the impression that we couldn't go, like humans couldn't go deep enough to see the Titanic. I was always under that impression.
oh, yeah, you can.
You can't-
There's only a couple of vessels like
It's
in
just extremely
existence that
unsafe.
can make it. So it's really fucking difficult.
Yeah,
but
it's like deep.
it
It's
can
fucking
be
deep,
done.
right? I mean, we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah, I think it's
hundreds
like
and hundreds and hundreds. of feet.
James Cameron and Gabe Newell own like 2 of the 4 vessels that can
James
get down
Cameron
there.
does.
Yeah,
That makes sense. That actually makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense to me. That James Cameron would be one of the people that own a vessel that could go down there, dude.
But the nose thing came out that, hey, the nose is the weak point.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is after the fact, when all the facts come out, then you see there were bits of truth in the information you're being told.
Right.
All the different stories going around, but you don't know the truthful parts until the very end.
Right.
So then you go, oh, well, they were right about the nose thing, but all of those stuff was bullshit. The banging noises.
Right.
They could still be alive. There's
Yeah.
still air in the capsule.
Yeah.
That was all fake.
Yeah, they were already dead.
So you
long
don't
dead.
know what's true until it's over with, and
Yeah.
then they tell you what the truth
Right.
was.
well, they knew the supply of oxygen, how long it would
Right.
last.
Right.
I saw
And
But,
someone.
so
but they've
when
been
they-
dead. They were dead the whole week.
I'm not. It's funny because
They
my
didn't
title,
know.
my title at work,
know.
my,
That's the point.
my title at work is
Yes.
actually engineer. That's literally what they call me, engineer, critical engineer. But I don't really know much about like mechanical engineering and stuff like that, which is kind of funny. But they were showing pictures of the inside of that sub, and there was all kinds of shit like fucking sheet metal screwed into the walls,
Oh.
like just directly into the fucking walls of the inside of that thing. And all I could think was like, dude, you just gave like all these points of fucking, you know what I mean, of crush,
Yeah.
like crush points basically
Yeah.
with that kind of pressure. And I had to think like, would that have anything to do with it as a not real engineer? You know what I mean?
I have some government secrets I can tell. I can't tell you the location, but right now there's the largest CNC machine in the world, and it's in Iowa. I won't say
Yeah.
where. And they're experimenting on their end goal is to build a submarine hull that's all one piece, because that's the way you get the strongest hull and go the deepest and
have to be
fastest
one
and
piece,
most silent and efficient. And
yeah.
so it's additive manufacturing. It's not CNC cutting away.
Right,
It's
right.
they're just slowly building a metal hull in one piece.
That'd be fucking cool.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. That'd be a lot of fun. Jay
Dope.
Forte, thanks for the $5 super chat, man. I appreciate it. He said the cat that headed this up bragged about his expired carbon fiber that he was using.
Oh.
Yeah, the place for
Ouch.
saving money generally is an unsafety feature.
Yeah. I'd like to know what kind of civil lawsuit that company's looking at, dude.
Ooh.
I can only imagine, dude.
Yeah.
I can only imagine. I'm sure they have
Well,
to sign-
no, they signed the waiver though, right?
Yeah, but
Was
it,
there-
it doesn't. Here's the thing about waivers,
I'm pretty
bro.
sure.
I'm going to say something about waivers.
I think they're fucked.
I want to say something about waivers, bro.
Yeah.
When you sign a waiver, your name on that waiver protects that company typically from the person who signs the waiver. It doesn't always protect those people from family members for negligent death or
Oh,
stuff like
okay.
that.
Okay.
But also,
Good to know.
waivers, no matter how legally binding they are, do not cover negligence on behalf of the other person at all.
Yep.
At all.
Oh, it's like makes contract null and void.
So if
of
they
what they're
come up
saying.
with any kind of information that says this was the fault of the company,
Yeah.
it does not fucking matter. It's just like an NDA, bro. Like NDAs mean nothing at all if you can prove negligence on the other party that they, you know, let you go, like terminated you without cause or any of the shit.
Okay.
Right? Like,
I didn't know that.
they don't hold up in court at all if they find out that there's negligence on the part of the people who were giving the waiver, because then what happens is everybody could just have you sign a waiver for fucking everything, dude, all the time. And anytime something goes wrong,
Yeah.
they'll be like, can't sue me, you signed a
Sorry.
waiver. Not true, bro.
So they're gonna get sued by millionaires now.
So like waivers are basically like, okay, here's the deal, here's a waiver. If a malfunction happens and they can check the PM logs, right, the preventative maintenance logs on the sub, and show that thing was a freak accident that happened because the maintenance had been being done on it, the waiver would cover them. But if they find out, well, you drilled some holes in the carbon fiber, I bragged about the carbon fiber being expired, you know, this and that, we cut some corners here, That waiver means dick, bro. Dick.
Okay.
It means absolutely fucking nothing at all. And so I am very interested in what the families of those people who died on there are doing. Because we're talking, these were some of the richest people in the world, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that they're probably going,
Well,
yeah, let's fucking close them down, dude. You know what I mean? Like I would be.
It was $250,000 per ticket, I
Yeah,
believe.
$250,000 per
Yeah.
ticket to go down there, which is actually in the grand scheme of
Plus
things.
tax.
In the grand scheme of things, dude. Okay, in the grand scheme of things, for the people that are that rich, pretty fucking cheap.
Yeah,
dude.
cheap.
That was a
Yeah.
cheap trip, dude.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
cheap enough to take your
they
dad.
didn't
Take
know
your
it
dad
was
with you.
one way.
fortunately, you
Take your
do.
dad with you.
Unfortunately, and rich people should know this. You get what you pay for, dude.
Yeah.
If something sounds really cheap for you, and it's dangerous, you might want to think about not doing it. That's the real lesson to learn here, dude. You know what I mean? It's like tattoos, bro. When you meet two tattoo artists, right? And one of them's like, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely do that." And you're looking at his body of work, and you're like, "He's a pretty good tattoo artist." And he's like, "I'll charge you $100 an hour." And you're like, "Whoa, dude, that's a lot of money, right?" And then there's another guy who's like, "Oh, I'll do it for $25 an hour."
You're like, nah.
I'm gonna tell you right now that the guy that's gonna charge you $25 an hour for a tattoo is gonna fuck you up, dude.
Yep.
He's gonna be heavy-handed. Your lines are gonna be all fucking shot and blown out. The guy who's gonna charge you $100 an hour is gonna be light-handed. All your lines are gonna be straight and perfect. I mean, there's a big difference there.
I've been sitting in a chair and heard that conversation from
Yes.
an owner to a customer.
Yes, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you just don't go to a tattoo artist that's unless it's like an apprentice and he's your friend or something, which is needed. I mean, people have to learn. I get it, right? But it's you get what you pay for. And rich people got rich because they know they get what they pay for. So they should have known, dude. $250,000 to go to be one of 20 people to ever visit the Titanic. Like, bro, that's like going to the fucking moon, dude. There's probably been more people if we've actually been to the moon. There's probably been more people to space in general than there has been to the Titanic.
There were some people saying that he should have just sold them the ticket and then made no windows in the sub and just went down like 100 feet and just had video
That
screen.
would've been
Be like,
fucking
look, there it is.
Like one of the like the you remember the 2000 Leagues Under the Sea Disney ride?
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
that's
just
what
like
it was.
that.
Yeah, they do it now. Or no, it's the mermaid, the Little Mermaid one now. I think, or no, Finding Nemo.
Oh, it's funny. Okay.
So they used to have 2000 Leagues Under Sea, and it was you went down in a submarine, and there was actually all kinds of animatronics under the water and shit.
Mhm.
Now you go into the submarine drops in the water, and all the portholes are screens, dude.
Yeah.
And the thing just moves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that he would have been one way to do it. You know, I don't know. I don't know, man. All right, we got to talk about what was it? What was the thing that you wanted to talk about?
The
the
AI.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, here.
I tried to find some evidence online of this,
This shit blows
and it's
my
like a month old. It's like from June 12th.
Yeah.
And they're saying now that the naval operator, I guess, was misspoke. They misspoke. They tried to make it seem like it was a simulation, but it was really just a thought experiment. But it's a good thought experiment. We can talk about it. Apparently, the military is looking into utilizing AI in warfare, and so that's scary to begin with. But supposedly, there was a test where the drone was scouting SAM sites, surface-to-air missile sites,
Right.
and it would scan a site, recognize it with its AI brain, and send the information back to the operator that's giving the green light or red light to hit the target. They'd hit green light, it would shoot its imaginary bomb and blow up the target, and it would scout for the next location.
Don't forget
was-
celebration. It would
Yeah,
celebrate.
it was celebrate. It was just like, oh, that's a good thing, right? Doing a good thing, drone. So then it would hit these sites, and when it sent the information back for a bad site, oh, it's a school. Oh, that's a hospital. The operator hit red light, and the first time that happened, the drone attacked the operator
Shot
and
them.
said, "You're an obstacle to my mission. You're
Right.
stopping me from performing my mission." And so they're like, okay, and it was imaginary, no real bombs involved, no real ordnance. And so they're saying now that never happened. It was never a simulation. It was just a thought experiment.
Sure was.
So, but the second part of that was they rebooted basically, right? They rebooted, tried to find the glitch in the matrix. They rerun the experiment, and the next time the operator hits red light, don't bomb that. That's the wrong target. The drone targeted the comm link between the operator and the drone,
So it could stop
so it could go
stop
by
people
itself.
controlling it. It could do whatever.
It was
wanted,
kept
right.
trying to. It saw the operator with the red light as an obstacle to the mission rather than a correction. But anyway.
Fucking crazy.
But
dude.
that's I saw that original article, and then 3 days later, no, he misspoke. That wasn't. That
Bro,
didn't
I
really
may not
happen.
be the smartest guy in the world, but
It's just like the Google guy leaving.
listen,
The
I may
Google.
not be the smartest guy in the world, but I watched the fucking Terminator, dude.
Yeah,
And I know we're playing in deep waters.
we've
here.
all seen T2.
I know a little bit about AI and neural networks, that kind of learning. Basically, I think it sounds like what they did is when you're training an AI,
You have to reward
when
it.
you reward it for behavior that you want. Sounds like they rewarded release of the missile and turned it up to fucking 200 on a scale of 1 to 10.
I'm trying to remember. There was a movie when I was a kid with Emilio Estevez. Was it called Overdrive or something like that?
Oh yeah,
Where all the
yeah,
fucking
where the sharks
machines-
come alive.
Yeah, all the machines come alive.
Yeah.
Remember that there's a scene where they're on the baseball field and the Coke machine starts shooting Cokes at people and killing kids with the Coke can. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Like that's what every time somebody starts talking about AI, I immediately think about
You
that
think of that?
fucking movie, bro. Like immediately because everything's on fucking Bluetooth and shit now, right? Everything's on the internet and Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and fucking your refrigerator, right? You can get fucking smart fridges, smart home theaters, smart fucking TVs, smartphones. They got smart picture frames, smart chairs, smart car panels, smart engines, fucking everything, right? And
house thermostats.
house thermostats, which is what I have now. And these
What?
Listen,
Turn it off.
let me tell you. Hold on. Can I tell you something about this? Can I tell you something about this?
Yeah.
We moved in and they already had them in here. The Nest system.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It's a fucking godsend, dude. Let me tell you, because Julia can text me while I'm at work and be like, at like 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, I'll be at work and she'll text me and she'll be like, "Sweetie, it's really cold in the house." I'll be like, "All right, I got you," and I can just turn down my heat, my AC or whatever from the phone at work, right?
yeah.
But here's the thing, dude. I did not sign up for any of the fucking. Sorry, I'm sorry to Ryan's mom. I'm saying the F. If she's watching the show, I'm sorry, Mom. I apologize. My mom watches the show and she knows I cuss only on the show. There's like this green program that you can sign up for with Nest, where during peak hours and shit like that, the power company controls your thermostat.
Oh, right.
Right.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong, right? And as a man, I said, "Nah, fuck that."
Yeah.
My kids aren't allowed to touch my thermostat. I certainly don't want Karen down at fucking the power company touching my thermostat, right? From outside of my home.
Eating a sandwich in her cubicle.
Bro, they've started just doing it on their own.
What?
Swear to God, dude. I'll set it at 68. I keep my level at my house in hot, I keep it at 68. In cold, I keep it at 72. All the time.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, my
Guys in
house,
the chat, is there anything wrong with that? There's nothing wrong.
it's perfect.
Anybody?
Perfect.
Okay, you're gonna get females in the chat.
I know.
That's
People
wrong.
will be like, 68, it's so cold. No, it's not. 68 is like
This
the
is a
perfect.
battle I've had at home.
68 is the perfect temperature. It's the perfect temperature. If you're too cold in 68, put a hoodie on like the rest of us.
Yep.
Straight up.
Listen, if you want to go minimalist, you could go 70 year round.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just set it on 70 and then just put cement around it. You don't ever need to change it.
Yes.
But I agree with
set
the 68,
mine
72.
for 71 because where it measures the temperature is a really poor airflow spot.
You're kind of feminine. Dude.
Good point.
And
good
so-
point.
So
There's
by
hot
the
spots in
time
houses.
that's 71,
Boy, have you
the
seen
rest
this house?
of the house is
I
about
got 2
69.
zones, dog. Okay. The
There are
shit,
multiple
the shit
zones.
runs the way
I
it's
agree.
supposed to. I
I
got
agree.
multiple zones. Okay. I got
Yeah.
2 zones here. Actually, there's 3. It's set up for 3 zones, and I think there's one zone that doesn't have a thermostat, and one controls 2. But listen, let me tell you, dude. I'll set it at 68. I come home and it's hot in my house, and I'm going, "Why is it hot in my house?" And I'll go and look at the thermostat. It's 73. Every day it's turned up to 73. And of course, I have kids in the house. Okay. Those kids know damn well not to touch dad's thermostat. That's the one thing they know. My oldest daughter, who's moved out, she did not know not to touch my thermostat. She would touch it all the time, and we fought about it. My little kids, they don't touch the thermostat. Julia doesn't touch the thermostat. Do you know why she doesn't touch the thermostat? Because she knows she can text me, and I can change the thermostat from work or wherever I'm at. She swears up and down, I don't touch it. Every single day I come home from work, and that thermostat is up to 73. I've checked the schedules. I removed all schedules. I deleted every schedule that was inputted into that thing. and I come home and there's a little green leaf underneath the temperature.
Oh, it's eco mode.
It's
or
the
something.
eco mode.
Eco
They're
mode.
turning on the eco mode while I'm gone, and I don't have it set up to do that.
I'm looking it up right now.
It's
So
crazy.
I don't remember which European country it was, but they were having some power grid issues during the winter. And what they did is the power companies on those smart thermometers set limits for how high you could set your thermostat. So it was like 64 degrees was the highest anybody in the entire country with a smart thermostat could set their heat for.
I'd thrive at 64, bro.
I would freeze. I have somewhat poor blood flow to my extremities.
You're so feminine.
And
We gotta get
so-
you some more testosterone somehow.
And so my
Bro, I have
don't-
so much testosterone that I come home and if my house is hotter than 70 degrees, I start freaking out thinking I'm having a fever, bro. That's how much
I don't like-
testosterone
yeah.
I have.
more
I don't like
testosterone wouldn't rearrange the capillaries in my
Untrue, dude.
hand.
More testosterone will make you quit being such a bitch. How about that?
Did you disable all smart features on
Everything.
your Nest?
Everything, dude. All
That's-
I did it all.
That's all this says. It says if your Nest thermostat keeps changing temperature, you can disable all smart features and set up a
Bro,
schedule manually.
I've been smoking cigarettes for almost 30 years, and you're going to talk to me about circulation, dog? About circulation? That's what you're going to talk to me about right now?
I like to be able to feel my hands, okay?
Bro, put on
Like,
a hoodie like the rest of us, dude.
It doesn't help blood flow to your
60
fingers.
degrees in your home is like, here's the deal, dude. My AC, I would set it at 60. I would set it at 60 in the summer when I'm sleeping.
Whoa.
No doubt, dude. And listen, I don't like the cold, dude. I don't like the cold. I moved to Iowa and the fucking winters are unbearable, bro. But when I'm sleeping,
So you want it to be cold in your room, but you want to be warm under a blanket.
yeah, I mean, I'll have a blanket
Yeah.
and shit, but 60 degrees is warm enough, dude. I mean, it's warm enough
Holy shit.
in sleep mode, dude. Straight up. All you motherfuckers,
That's like camping
all you
outside.
motherfuckers that are setting your ACs to 74 and then going to sleep and waking up in a puddle of sweat going, why am I sweating at night? Because it's fucking hot while you're sleeping, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
I think ours is 68 at night when we
I
sleep.
keep mine at 68 now.
Yeah.
I keep mine at 71 at all times.
That's
right now.
3 degrees
And then
too
it-
much.
That's
dude.
not
And
bad.
then in the winter, I set it at
That's not bad.
69 because I have the same issue where that's a cold
too
spot.
close, yeah.
So I'm trying to get it around 70 degrees.
There's a moisture content conversation here too, but that's in the weeds.
Yeah, the humidity is another thing.
Humidity
You don't
is-
really have humidity controls in your house. Like, so I deal with this shit every day at work, right? Because we have, if you know anything about HVAC in data centers,
You got
it's
dehumidifiers right now,
fucking-
don't you?
Dehumidifiers and humidifiers. It has to
Yeah.
stay at a certain point, right? So you have to go back and
Oh.
forth, back and forth, back and forth, and they're infrared.
Oh.
They're all done on infrared. So there's like a thing of water, a trough of water, and the infrared will heat it up and steam it. And yeah, and then we have to keep our AC in those places between certain levels, right? Because there's always aisles, racks, and they set up hot aisle, cold aisle, bro.
Okay.
That's how it's set up because you have the hot coming out of the back of the servers. You got the cold going in the front of the servers being pulled through the fan, keeping those servers cool. Right?
Yep.
And they have what are called computer room air conditioners, cracks, what we call them, crack units, right? And they're pulling air from like either a water cooled system or a glycol cooled system, which we have, or like they even have like direct DX cooling, right? Like, so they're pulling it straight from outside. And then that goes through the cooler, blows out cold, and then air comes back through there and goes in whatever is cooling the air, right? Pulling. Anybody who knows anything about HVAC, you're not actually cooling the air. You're taking the heat out of the air.
Yeah.
That's what it does.
Yep.
It's actually, I know it sounds stupid, but that's the truth. That you're not actually cooling the air. You're pulling the heat from the air. That's how you cool something. And to warm it up, you put the heat back in the air.
Endothermic and exothermic.
Yes, exactly. And anyway,
So you're saying that's how we beat Skynet.
that's how
When it takes over, it's going to need cooling centers to run all the computers and shit.
Yeah.
bro.
So we take out the AC,
Here's the thing, dude. And this is what I was actually getting to this.
which is vulnerable to conventional weapons.
All AI and smart tech in the world has to have data centers, dude.
Yes.
You cannot run without a fucking data center somewhere processing.
That's where they're
information
most heavily
through
defended.
servers. You
They'll
want to
be
stop
most
the
heavily
AI?
defended.
You want to stop the machines?
Yeah.
You go to the servers, bro.
Wow.
That's it. And it's funny because if you watch in T2, what's his name? The black guy that was like Don Cheadle before
Miles
Don Cheadle.
Dyson.
Yeah. He's sitting there with his little bomb.
That bastard.
And he tells everyone to get out there. And he does the.
Oh yeah.
That's at the headquarters where all
That's right.
the servers are, dude.
Cyberdyne Systems.
Cyberdyne Systems, bro. Absolutely. That's really what it takes, man. Yeah. A cute little bunny said, "There's no such thing as cold, only a lack of hot," and that's true.
Yeah, because they were
like-
doing explosives.
It's like the color.
He had
It's like the color white. It's not actually a color. It's just the absence of color.
he was launching HE grenades inside of Cyberdyne, and the
Yes.
halide systems came on.
Yep.
The systems stopped.
And that's what we use.
Yeah,
That's
stop
what
the
you
fire.
also. That's the other thing. If you ever have to go after the AI or the machines, and you're going after the servers, which is what you'll have to do to shut them down if they
You
ever
need gas masks.
if they ever become self-reliant. They'll
Mhm.
never be self-reliant. They're just processing information on their own, and that information has to come from somewhere, and it's coming from those data centers, those racks.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're
That's
going to
why
want to
I'm-
attack the data center, right? That's what you would want to take out. Okay, but you have to remember that everything about a data center is support equipment to keep it running 24/7 without any outages. That's why they call it critical equipment, and that's what I do, critical equipment engineer, right? This is my wheelhouse here. I'm finally talking about something that I know. Okay,
This is a good episode to put in a time capsule.
yes,
We're gonna be famous for this.
yes. So listen. So there,
3 people that
I'm
saved
talking
the world.
about the HVAC, the power. Okay, all of that is set up with redundancy. So if one thing goes down, another
Yep.
thing comes on that keeps that running. So you're talking about the Halon system, but it's a dry chemical system because
Yep.
you can't spray water on the fucking electrical fire, right? So that's what it's all pre-action and fire systems.
And they put gas masks on in the movie. You can't breathe around that shit,
You
right?
can, but it's not healthy.
Okay,
Like,
so it's cinematic.
HVAC goes down. There's a redundancy. Power goes down for us. There's a backup generator. There's a huge UPS storage, right? So like uninterruptible power source, batteries, right? Huge battery banks, right? So there's like redundancy. Like if the power goes out, the utility power goes out, immediately there's a transfer switch that transfers it to UPS. And as soon as the UPS starts to run out or has any problems, there's another transfer switch that transfers
Generator?
immediately to a generator
Yep.
that auto starts because as soon as it gets the message,
On diesel
Yes.
or natural gas?
diesel.
Diesel.
That's what we're
Because the
running.
power would.
Personally, we're running a really old
Okay.
generator that's
it's diesel.
still chugging along. It's older than me. Very big though. I'm talking Detroit diesel is bigger than this room.
Meanwhile, we're giving terrorists exactly how to take down your business.
Right. So this is the truth, but this is the truth about AI and if these AI ever become robots that start taking people over and infecting all of your smart devices and all that shit, that's what you would have to do. That's what it would take. It's not you fighting the machines like in Terminator, bro.
Mhm.
You don't got to fight the machines. You got to get around the machines and shut down the flow of information to those machines. Because at the end of the day, there's no soul in there, bro. There's no brain in there. The
Right.
brain is the data center, dude.
That's
So-
why I'm not really concerned about
that's-
AI.
That's why I've never
like,
really
in
cared
terms
that
of
much
like
either.
a Terminator-esque takeover. It's not realistic.
Yeah, they'll probably just make them to save people from fires.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that tweet on Twitter that guy posted a long time ago, and he's like, how is online bullying, how cyberbullying a real thing? I mean, come on, my N word. He's all, just turn the computer off, look
Yeah.
away. What the fuck?
Just
Right?
log off.
That's how I feel about AI. All these
Yeah.
people are like freaking out about AI. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
come on, just unplug the fucking machine, dude. Who gives a shit? Like that's all it would take.
But once
Yeah.
it's online,
Doesn't matter. Turn the power off.
how do
Online
you-
is just other people's computers.
Yeah.
But
That's
follow
all
me on
it
this.
is.
Follow me on this. What if AI does the takeover thing, and we're not worried? We're like, oh, we're regular Joes. We know how to handle this. But the government's reaction is to shut down the internet and to tell us that there's these cyber hacks, and there's no way we can stop this. We have to save our critical financial information and infrastructure and healthcare stuff.
I don't think the U.S.
So we've gotta
government
turn
will
the
ever
internet
actually
off.
turn off the internet.
You can't turn off the internet. Like
Challenge
functionally.
accepted.
I don't think they'll ever do it. I don't think they'll ever do that. I think
It's
that,
coming.
I think that something like that might,
2024 election.
I think that something like that can happen here. I'll tell you why. I think something like that can happen in China and has happened in China.
Mhm.
The reason why that can happen in China is because they've set up an infrastructure that allows them to do that.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that infrastructure here in the United States, dude. It has been
Or so the Germans would have us believe.
Turning off the internet would be like turning off everyone's plumbing
yes,
all at once.
all at once, which would be almost damn near impossible. Yeah.
You guys remember 2 years ago when they tried to kill us, all right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
24 months ago. Come on, guys. They can do it, and they will.
No, they
Yes,
they
it's possible.
can't
the
do it.
infrastructure's not set up for that, bro. They can't. do it.
They can't do it.
The government doesn't control the internet, dude.
No, of course not.
No,
They don't. They don't.
it's. I mean,
They
it's
can
like
control companies. They can control. Here's the thing: they can control multiple different companies that do control the internet and control websites and stuff like that through commission hearings and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But they don't.
Well,
actually,
it's through banking.
the government doesn't actually have anything to do with running the internet. The internet
Yeah.
is its own like being at this
Yeah.
point. Dude.
the
No, I
government
understand
could
the actual-
severely cripple it by
That's
like militarily taking over all of
There
Google
you
and
go.
Amazon
Yeah,
and
but
Cloudflare's
this is what they'd have
data
to do.
services.
Here's the thing. This is what they'd have to do. They'd have to do exactly what I just told you to do with the AI.
yeah.
They'd have to go into every specific internet service provider, every single specific website provider, every single data center, and they'd have to go in and take them all out one by one, dude. They can't do that. There's no
Right.
way.
And
No
when
way.
they convince us that AI is an evil thing that's trying to kill us all, we're going to root for them as heroes and tell them to do it and say, yes,
yeah.
blow it all up.
I think
do
yeah.
it.
look,
Save us.
here's the thing, dude. If say like Cyberdyne Systems or Cyberkinetics or whatever the hell
Yeah.
company makes AI robots, right? All of a sudden,
Boston Dynamic.
They have two
Mhm.
colos, right? Like two colos out in fucking West Des Moines or out off Raccoon River, which is actually Microsoft that has those out there.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used
But-
to work there.
Yeah. They're trying to fucking headhunt me every day. I'm not going to work. I'm not coming to work for you, Microsoft. I'm not. And so yeah, it's all that's everybody
Like
says the
that
same
place
thing.
fucking
Everyone says
sucked
it
to work.
sucks, dude, I know.
I've never walked into a job in day one. I was like, oh my God, I want out.
We also have a Facebook, huge
Yep.
Facebook data center here, and they've tried to headhunt me, and I'm like, no, because all they have to do is look at my old Facebook history, and they're not going to hire me anyways. But plus, could you imagine me working at Facebook every day? Could you imagine me?
Welcome to
Yes.
the metaverse, Josh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it just wouldn't work out for me, dude. They get one phone call and it'd be over, you know. And so that's like Cyberdyne has their two colos, 500 racks in each colo, and they have all the backup equipment and stuff. All you got to do is go in there and cut off the power to those, and it shuts down everything they're doing. So we would be able to do that. I could tell you that if AI took over, I'd find out where the AI spot is. I'd get enough fucking engineers together, and we'd be like, okay, time to head over to Cyberdyne and take out these fucking these
Right.
servers. That's
And
it. That's all it takes.
The AI would just let you do that. It wouldn't stop you with drones. It wouldn't stop you with
That's the other good thing
tanks.
that's the other good thing about AI is you have to input information for them to know what you're doing.
but we're talking
it'll
about a
be
sentient.
No,
we're talking about
there is no
it-
sentience in,
No,
in
I know.
Zero.
like self-training AI.
The moment that thing goes sentient, and it knows that we can take it out, that's where this all goes wrong.
Yeah, but you got to understand that they don't know what we're doing. They can't.
They
unless
know
they-
it can be taken out.
unless-
It
yeah,
knows.
listen,
it just
Ryan-
doesn't care.
Listen. Where's my red light for Ryan? Who's
Red-
got the
red light?
It's
Red
the
light
shut
for
up
Ryan.
Ryan button. Listen. They cannot learn what you're doing. At the end of the day, no matter what, AI has no idea what's going on inside your brain without inputting information into the programs that run them. Okay.
Right.
Now, when we're talking about ads on that's what it always makes me laugh when people are like, "Oh, I was thinking about this the other day, and then I got an ad on Facebook about it." Bitch, I bet you mentioned it around a microphone.
Yep.
That heard you say it because your phone is constantly listening to things and your computer's constantly listening to things, or you search something like that.
Yeah, algorithms are a thing.
Algorithms
Yep.
are a thing, and an ad pops up.
Yep.
I had this with Julia the other day. There's that new movie come out with Jim Caviezel where he plays Tom.
Oh yeah, The Sound of Freedom.
Yeah, Sound of Freedom.
Yeah.
And she's like, it was so weird. I was talking to my mom on the phone. I was just talking to her on the phone. And she mentioned the movie. And then I got on Facebook and there was an ad for the movie. Like, first of all, they're paying for those ads.
Yep.
I got one this morning too. Second of all, you talked it right into a fucking microphone that's
Yeah.
monitoring everything you do all the time. as a product, not
Keywords,
as, you know what I mean?
Keywords, oh yeah.
Yeah,
listen,
keywords.
I want to tell her, like, listen, the CIA and the FBI should not be listening to your conversations. But also, let me tell you, they're not listening to your conversations because they don't give a fuck about your phone call with your mom. They just don't, dude. They don't care. That's what people are always like, oh, they're monitoring maybe they're monitoring everything I'm doing because
Metadata, maybe.
Yeah.
Metadata, they might be
They're
whining.
monitoring me.
Yeah.
I'm on some lists.
Mhm.
I know that because I say things that they don't like, so they think I'm, unfavorable person or whatever they call it, right? Unfavorable.
You
towards
have
the
a
US
low
government.
social credit score.
Yeah, I definitely have a low social credit score, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't give a fuck about my social credit score because jokes on you guys. I didn't care about my regular credit score for fucking 20 years, bitch. But no, seriously, it's the truth. Like, you're the product in the smart generation. Dude.
Yep.
You're the product.
Mhm.
Everybody's making money off of your ad space, bro. Like, and at some point, I think somebody very smart is going to come along and say, no more. From now on, you're going to make money off the ads that you see. I think that can be done at some point. But it's just the reality we live in now. Everybody's trying to make money off the internet. Everybody's trying to make money off the internet in one way or another. And one of the ways that has been established for many, many years is through advertising, clicks and click-through rate. And you're the product, bro. And so if you want to use the internet and you want to look at websites and you're searching things, you're just going to be the fucking product of people making money. It's how it works, dude. But it's not necessarily all the government. The government has nothing to do with the ad space. You know what I mean? Like zero to do with the ad space. So
They manipulate Google here and
shut
there.
up,
but
Ryan. Fuck, dude. I'm
NSA.
just kidding.
NSA.
You're telling me to not shit on the government?
No, I'm
This
no,
podcast
I
has
get it.
fallen so far.
I get it. Okay, Mister. We won't get into that again. We'll have Nutter on to talk about your missteps on this podcast. No, I get that. I understand that the government is definitely, like said, taking metadata about some of these things, and definitely there's people out there that they're watching what they search on their internet. There's no doubt about it. They probably have monitored my search before. All right, that's why if you're smart, you use things like Thor or Brave or any of these other servers that they don't.
DuckDuckGo?
I know. I found out that that's not a good one.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Thor is a complete, like, under the radar, totally puts you in a different country
I've heard
when
Brave.
you're searching. And Brave is another
Brave's
good
good.
one too. But yeah, I don't know, man. I know that the government's watching me. I'm sure of that, dude.
Well,
I probably one bad word on the internet away from having the CIA show up at my house and ask me if I'm a terrorist.
Well,
FBI.
They proved in 18 that that the government was actively contacting social media sites and
Yes.
saying, these are the
Mhm.
people to censor.
Yes.
Here's the ideas
No,
and
we-
themes
no,
that we
we
don't
just-
want to see.
We just established that this last year,
Yeah.
dude. Like in
Yeah.
depth, concrete, and established it through the Twitter takeover.
Yeah.
We know now that the government was going to Twitter and saying you can't approve these unapproved thoughts on your platform.
I just want to make sure we had that in the stream.
Yeah,
We're
no,
not
that's
saying
true.
that they're not doing that.
That's true.
But they're not
But
controlling
here's the
it
thing,
100%.
too, is Twitter was like not even just complacent. They were a part of it. They were like,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Those things shouldn't be on our page, right? Like,
they had
what
Slack
would have
chat-
happened? What would have happened if Twitter said, "Nah, we don't care about your opinion," because that's what's happening now at Twitter,
Yes.
like right
Yes.
now. And what the fuck are they going to do to Elon, bro? What are they going to do?
Nothing.
They can't do shit.
CEO.
So we need more people that are willing to start websites and not submit to the government. That's all it really is. Dude. Like, if you want to start a social media website of any type, make sure that you have the cojones to tell the federal government to get out of your business, bro. That's where we need to move into in the next 5 years, dude. Is like people starting websites and telling the government to get fucked, right? Because they've already shot their whole load, dude. Every single bit of load they had on Ross Ulbricht, dude. It's over. They'll never do that again. They can never do it again. He decentralized the internet entirely. And when they arrested him and put him in jail for 2 life sentences for nothing.
Yep.
600 new websites like that popped up all over the country, dude.
And guess who's walking free now? Sam Bankman-Fried.
Oh, I know.
SBF.
Well, he's part of their whole clique, bro.
He's
He
out.
always was.
Yep. All you have to do is donate $2 billion to Democrats.
He wasn't a scam artist. He was a government operative, in my opinion, and was totally a part of helping to launder all the
I
money
can't-
to Ukraine, dude. That's what I
can't
think.
believe it.
He knew how to play the system perfectly.
No, he didn't know how to play the system. He is the fucking system, bro. That's the thing about SBF, bro. Like, he is the system. He was, if you go and look at his ledgers.
Who walks free from doing that?
If you go and look at his ledgers, bro, he was donating millions of dollars to the DNC, bro.
Yes, that's how you play the system.
No, it wasn't how he was playing the system. It was him laundering fucking money for everybody. That's what he was doing.
He was a paid criminal. He was taking money, laundering it through Ukraine.
Yep.
Funneling it back
to DNC members.
And not just DNC. There were Republicans getting money from this guy too. Politicians, U.S. politicians, were getting kickbacks from that money. Yep. And it was just rinse and repeat.
Everybody's like, where's the money? I was like, I don't know, man. Maybe you should check Hillary's bank account, dude. You know what I mean? Maybe you should check the Biden's bank account, because that's where that money is. That's where all your fucking money went, dude. Guaranteed. Oh, or the $1.5 billion that went to, or several $1 billion that went to Ukraine. Those tanks and bombs and jets and all the shit that we buying them. That's all your money, dude. That's where it went. They knew they didn't have the power to get all of that stuff approved through just tax money. So they had to give them what they needed to help them with their proxy war, dude. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's what it is, bro. I don't give a fuck. You guys got anything else? Ryan?
Lizard people are real.
Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
They're here.
I think we're good. I hope we had a good show. I hope everyone's happy to be hanging out in the live chat again, dude. We appreciate you guys. I know we haven't been consistent, but I promise to be more consistent, at least with weekly shows now. And we do have I am working on some big guests again. We'll see if we can get some more good guests. If you guys haven't watched our episode with Pete Parada, the drummer from Offspring, yet, you should go check that out. That was a fun one. That was a good fucking episode, dude. I really liked it.
Watched it.
You can always listen to us too. If you guys aren't aware, we are now doing, or have been doing, on all your favorite podcast apps, the show as well. Tonight I'm recording the show to see if we can upload it directly to the podcast stream right after the show. So hopefully that's what we can start doing now too. I don't know. If you're hearing this and it's July 6th and you're listening to it online, or July 7th, just know that I am now trying to make things better and upload it right away for you guys. Still dealing with these copyright issues, but it's gotten to a point where I think I can record these shows while we do them and then just upload them directly. So anyways, I think a good show. We're going to do a little after hours, a couple minutes, 15 minutes. If you guys want to become members of the show, you can come and watch all the after hours. There's hundreds of after hours episodes. If you're not a very low tier paying member of the show, you're missing out on a lot of extra content. That's got to be 230, or I'm sorry, 202 or 201 or something like that after hour shows. I've been doing them for a long time. So
we're going to reveal dark secrets about Mike Pence.
Yeah, we're going to go talk about Mike Pence's nipple rings after this. So, anyways, I love you guys to death. Brian, you got anything before we go?
Follow me on Twitter at BulldogGamer28.
AJ, you got anything?
Oh yeah, poison_tip.
That motherfucker's not even real. Sorry, go ahead.
Poison_tip. For more lizard people facts.
I love how AJ's like definitely down with the conspiracy theories until you start talking seriously about conspiracy theories, and he's like, no, motherfucker. Listen, nuclear bombs were real. We definitely went to the We definitely went to the moon.
We went to the moon.
The Earth is definitely round.
Earth's round.
Fucking yeah, dude.
What else?
He's really not.
Bigfoot could be real though.
He's really not as red pilled as he says he is, dude.
Okay. Bigfoot could be real.
Could be,
because a creature did exist in the past.
Yeah.
So
if you've ever seen me wake up,
maybe they're still around.
With no clothes
Nephilims are real.
So Bigfoot, I have a fun fact about that. Bigfoot's sightings dropped like 99% with the invention of bifocals.
Yeah, David Brady said we need to get us some more clips made so people watch. Dude, if you think there's a clippable section, I've been telling my two co-hosts this. All you got to do. All you got to do is give me a fucking timestamp, and I can make a clip of the show in 5 minutes, dude. But I don't have time.
I keep thinking I have to make the clip.
Listen. If anybody wants to help us out with anything on this show, please let me know. I can't pay you. I don't even have money to pay my co-host this month. Okay, it's not. The show is on life support, dude. Did you just learn about that? Because I told you that last week.
How am I going to go on vacation now?
Even if you had got paid, it would have been like $10.
I'm going to Okoboji Saturday.
So here's the thing: if anybody wants to help out the show, help me bolster the show, I would love to have your input. I have 7 children. I am currently about to get my real estate license. I have a full-time job. In fact, I'm working 7 12s in a row right now.
Oh God.
I'm working from Monday through Sunday. And then I have 2 on and then 2 off, or 2 off and then 2 on after that. So I just fucking, life is crazy, and I don't have time to do everything for this show. And I have never, until Ryan and AJ showed up, I have never had any type of help with this show other than Top Lobster doing the art, which, where you at, Top? I haven't seen you in a while, man. And I did briefly pay my friend Justin some money to make daily clips of the show, and he did really good. He had all the keys to everything. He could upload everything, but I couldn't continue to pay $100 for it at the time. So I've done everything. I've produced the show. I programmed the show. I've done all the booking. I did all the calendars. I did all the shit myself. It's very, 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 very hard to do all by yourself, dude. Especially when your show gets to the level that mine was at. I understand that you keep asking for all the passwords to everything, Ryan. I will get them to you.
Asking him to let me help.
Yeah.
And I get specific things, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll get back to you."
Yeah.
It's been like 4 months.
I also have an audio book that I'm supposed to be getting uploaded and finished that I have not finished. Dave Binner, shout out to you, dude. I'm sorry. I've been dealing with mental health shit and family shit. I'll get it done soon, I promise. I'm like a month and 2 weeks over deadline now or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, it's not good. It's not good. I feel terrible. I have a bunch of other shit that I'm supposed to be doing too that I haven't been able to get done, bro. And I haven't got back to people on. And look, mental health is a motherfucker, dude. I'll tell you right now. When you're trying to balance all the shit that I've been balancing and you have bad mental health at the same time, it's not fun, dude. I promise you it sucks. But I am getting that under control. I don't know if you guys can tell I'm a little bit happier.
Yes. I can see a huge difference.
I didn't take the SSRIs, by the way.
Good.
Yes.
I won't do it. I won't fucking do it. How would I look? How would I look if I went on a fucking SSRI after all the shit I've talked about him, dude? No.
We would know it too.
The fucked up thing is, here's the thing, dude. I have these symptoms, issues, things that are going on with my body that are creating an anxious vibe for me. They're giving me anxiety. I'm not depressed. I'm not a depressed person in general. I like to get out and meet people and talk to people and shit. I have anxiety really bad. And my anxiety typically stems from my own body, something wrong with my body and money and family stuff. Okay.
It's so weird that you're live on a show and you're just like,
yeah,
I got anxiety. Dude, that would make me anxious.
Yeah.
Speaking and stuff, but you're fine with that.
It did for a long time, dude. I used to do it when I used to do public speaking shit. When I first started touring around the country doing stuff,
yeah,
my hands were shaking and shit under the desk under the podium while I was speaking, and you could hear it in my voice, and I'd be like, in my head the whole time, all I could think about is I got to get off the fucking stage. I got to get off the fucking stage. I'm gonna pass out. You know what I mean? But no, I have anxiety. But my anxiety stems from other factors in my life, and some of those factors are health things, dude. I have sleep apnea really bad. I haven't had a good night's sleep in like 20 years. Dude. I need a fucking sleep study, and I need to get my sleeping in a better pattern, right? I don't sleep. I'm very lucky if I get 4 hours of sleep every night for the last 20 years, dude. I am very lucky to get 4 hours of sleep for 20 fucking years, dude. The fact that I look this young still is insane to me.
You gotta get the CPAP like Biden.
Yes. I know.
CPAP.
I got to get all the shit. But I also have some back issues, and my knees are fucked up, and shit's bothering me, dude. I have this vertigo issue that's going on that I don't know if it's from the neck issues or the allergies or what. I have all this shit going on. It's like, I want to address these things. I also have anxiety, and it's making my anxiety worse. And I went and told the doctor that. He's like, okay, well, we're going to get you on an SSRI or an SNRI. That way we can get that under control. Then we can think about the other things. It's like, no, motherfucker. I want the medical issues taken care of. That's what's causing the anxiety, dude. And until you do that, fuck you. So now I'm looking for a new doctor. I'm not going back to him because I don't want any doctor that's just going to shoot fucking psych meds at me. It's not like I'm crazy, right? Maybe I'm a little crazy.
Do we have any general practitioners in the chat?
Anyways, I'm definitely not taking any psych meds, bro. I'm not doing it.
I will get you the name of mine. He's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down. I'm not taking any psych meds. I'll take a fucking benzo. Like, I'm good with a benzo. That's what I've always taken in the past. If I have a bad panic attack, fucking Valium or an Ativan or something, dude. Pop one of those, dude. No more anxiety. It's gone.
You've got to be careful with those.
I know. I've never taken them. Listen, of all the
withdrawal, it's one of the two withdrawals that can literally kill you.
Alcohol is the other one, which I did have a problem with for a long time, right? Yeah. And of all the drugs that I've been addicted to in my life, been a lot. Benzos were just never one of them, bro, which is good because when you have anxiety like me, you need to be able to take a benzo every once in a while.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I never had a problem with that. I've always been able to use that specific class of drugs as a rescue medication only.
Just don't pull a Jordan Peterson.
I won't.
You'll be fine.
Anyways, I love you guys to death. We'll see you next Thursday. We may have my mom on the show. I don't know. But until then, don't forget to break cycle.
Due to legal reasons, I just have to explain. The lyrics of my last song may seem to contain a violent call to action in the verse and refrain, but I just meant it in Minecraft. The helicopter part was in reference to GTA 5 and the things you do. So any violence you commit, I am not an excuse, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Well, Chipper is my friend and he's constantly cold. Accusations of incitement getting totally old. Make your own choices, yeah, you have control, because I just meant it in Minecraft. Obviously I would never advocate force, unless there's due process and a trial, of course. And if you're convicted, we will make you a corpse. In Minecraft, just in Minecraft. Nothing I mean, you know it.